Nick Benjamin and Andy Waterfield. Sunday breakfast.
Yes,
What's Joey Essex all about?
Oh, no idea. Oh, you're talking about that programme we watched on Friday night?
Remind me of Lydia Dim. She was on the Crystal Maze celebrity special last week and actually was perfectly good.
Yes.
And then we had Joey Essex on Friday night and he really wasn't.
Now, please
much
do let us know if you're into these sort of things. But is he playing dumb?
Yeah.
Or is he?
I don't know.
Full stop.
Joey Essex?
Yeah.
That's Joey Essex from Essex.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering if he's sort of trying to be clever.
Do we have Fred Luton listening? I mean...
Who's Fred Luton? Quite possibly.
You know, Barry Stoke or something.
If you're a fan of all these reality programmes, please tell us. Please genuinely tell us. I'm not being stupid. I really don't know. Is he genuinely playing the fool? Or is he genuinely...
Don't think he is.
Lydia Dim.
Naff Essex programmes.
Well, they get huge viewing figures for some reason that I can't quite understand.
I don't know. Rubbish.
I was driving up to see you on Friday, and another radio station had Lydia Dim Bright, whatever her name is, being interviewed, and I really couldn't stay with it. I had to tune away.
What were they interviewing her about?
Well, about her new book. Has she got a new book?
She never wrote.
Has she written a new book? She has, yeah.
Oh, yeah, book. I've got book
and it's got the most convoluted title. I'll find it for you.
Oh, yeah, I've got the book out, yeah.
She got a new book. Well, that's it. And she said that, well, she wasn't far off of it.
Oh.
She talked like that for about 30 seconds in my radio, and suddenly she found herself not on my radio anymore. But I'm sure she's not working.
Which station was that? Really?
Yeah. If you know.
Gosh.
Yes.
And
the programme up until then had been really good.
I'm amazed.
2 hours.
In the afternoon?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. That says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, there we go.
I can't believe it.
She's not coming on today's programme, you'll be pleased
to hear.
If you were looking for
I thought we'd booked Lydia Dim.
Well, we have got Joey Essex coming in the second hour, but I don't think he'll be able to open that door because it means pushing it.
That's too
probably
difficult, isn't it?
Far too... Well, if the Crystal Maze is anything to go at. One of his comments in the Crystal Maze was, I get locked in, what, forever?
Oh, we can only hope that, can't we?
Yes. That's right.
Yeah, please don't come back.
Yes.
Don't do anything else on our screens ever again. The look of despair on the other contestants' faces was telling. Jodie Kidd's face was...
Well, she came across very terribly pleasantly, didn't she?
Oh, yes, she was very, very...
But she kept on looking at him, sort of patting on her back in that really patronising way, going, yes.
But they all did it, apart from him.
Yes. Yeah, they did all did very well.
That's very strange.
Scarlett Moffat, the new face of Channel 4 for some unknown reason.
Oh,
Gogglebox,
no.
she's famous for watching other people watching television. And now seems to be on everything. So.
She was on that very funny programme we saw the other week where it was called Host of the Week, where she turns up and she hasn't been prepared for it, and so she has to read it out, and then things happen. Well, I mean, that's just awful, isn't it? I mean, I had tickets. Well, I was offered tickets to go and see that being recorded down the road at Elstree, and what a shame I forgot. Yeah. I was busy that night, sorry.
Washing your hair or something.
Yeah, I don't care. Awful, dreadful
strange
rubbish.
Vehicle for well, yes. There is certainly a thing on, and you see this on other channels, but certainly with Channel 4,
cheap people?
You see the same people who have a contract with Channel 4.
Oh, yeah.
It's always the same faces who are on every other programme on Channel 4. A bit like Radio 4 with their comedy circuit. That seems to be the same faces, doesn't it? You can name the same 5 people who
Channel 4's flavour of the moment is Sandy Toksvig, isn't it? She's actually quite good, but you do think, just be careful what you sign up to if you have any choice, because you're going to be on too much. And there was that time where Claire Boulding was on nearly every channel doing every programme, and now she's just cut it back a little bit, because she must have thought, this is overkill,
she's going down the Stephen Fry route, where you remember a few years ago Stephen Fry was on everything, and everyone was going, oh, Stephen Fry. I mean, you lose credibility if you just... You go to you know where he went, don't you? He went to the Ben Shepherd School of Telephone Answering. Hello, yes, I'll do it.
Yes.
Nick Benjamin and Andy Waterfield. Sunday breakfast.
Anyway, what do you think about plastic?
Plastic? What, as in paying by plastic?
No. There's a campaign that started for us to get rid of so much plastic. Apparently we go through an awful lot of plastic every day without realising it.
Rubbish bin.
And it's things like... coffee cups and that sort of thing with a plastic film which can't be recycled.
Yeah, that's really poor.
But also packaging, food packaging that comes in plastic, and you're quite bad at this, because we were in a Bedford market yesterday.
Yes.
And I was picking up fruit.
Yes.
And vegetables.
Yes.
And you was like, do you want a plastic carrier bag to go with that? And no, because it has its own coating on it. Banana peel, melon peel, that sort of thing.
Emma peel, yes.
So you were, I know you like putting things in, but then we found brown paper bags.
Well, we found brown paper bags,
and they're much better, aren't they?
In Bedford market, There's some fantastic stalls, lots of really good stalls, lots of good fruit and veg, and I do like the fact that they have, on a string, in the old-fashioned grocer's sort of way, paper bags hanging up for you to select one yourself. So I was passing you back, do you want a bag for that? Do you want a bag for that? And you didn't want a bag for bananas because they have their own cover on.
Yeah, and certainly I don't want a plastic bag where they go funny inside.
Well, we did take our own shopping bags along, so we did do our little bit.
Do you think whether people use, or do you use, too much plastic every day?
I don't know. I'm very good at recycling. You've been over to my house and you've seen the recycling bin is usually burgeoning, whereas the ordinary rubbish bin it takes about 2 weeks to fill up. Whereas I notice in your house it's not the same situation.
Well, there isn't a recycling system.
No, I think you should get onto your management about that, don't you?
Well, no, I don't want to.
It's quite poor, really. But do you think it's too efforty to do recycling?
Yeah. It means you've got to have 2 bins.
Well, it does. Yeah.
And there are some people now, you've got to have several bins, like 5 bins. In Hertfordshire, it's loads of bins you've got to have, and I think that's too much. And who has the space in their kitchen or wants all this rubbish in their kitchen? But then you opt out of certain things because you're supposed to do the food caddy, aren't you?
Yes,
and who wants food waste knocking around the kitchen?
Well, that's the reason I don't do it. But also, I don't have any food waste, to be quite honest. There's hardly anything thrown away. I eat virtually everything, and it's hardly worth putting out a bucket for 3 banana peels, is it?
Well, I'll tell you what was also in the news this week, that the biggest thing that we throw away food-wise, uneaten food, wasted money, is what?
Is it salad?
Bagged salad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you might as well just cut out the middleman and just take them off the shelf and put them straight in the bin.
Every time.
It's a complete waste of money.
Every time you buy a bag of salad, you end up throwing some of it away.
It goes off so quickly. They're always on 2 for 1 or 2 for not much more, so you end up buying an extra one which you don't want, and there's very little that's worth it or keeps. It's very strange.
I think one of the reasons for that is, and this is a fact, Jack, that the salad is, they pump in some special stuff to keep it fresh. So when you see it on the shelves in the supermarket, you go, oh yes, that salad looks lovely. When you get it home and you've opened that bag once, you go and look at it again the day later and I don't really can't
The exception to that is spinach, but that goes off really quickly. But if you're going to use spinach in something, it's all right. But bagged lettuce...
Well, just remind me, if you have a whole huge bag of spinach and you put it in the saucepan and wilt it down, how much do you have left?
A teaspoon.
That's right, a teaspoonful. It's not very economical, is
No,
it?
it really isn't. It's completely...
Although I say you bought something interesting yesterday from the frozen section. Spinach pellets.
Yeah, frozen spinach,
They look unusual.
It's really good. Frozen veg, it's the way forward. Well, it's not the way forward. It's been around since the days of bee jams, isn't it?
Bee jams.
So, I mean, I can also... It's interesting because I do think that a lot of people do use a load of plastic. And looking at the bin over here, the bin is full of
and
rubbish.
who may have contributed to that this week?
Well, it wasn't me.
You've been
Other
in
people
this
came in
building
with
for the
pizza.
week.
To be fair, that was in a cardboard box pizza.
Someone brought pizza in here.
Yeah, people around here eat too much pizza.
You don't bring pizza into a radio studio.
Oh, I don't think it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It goes to the air conditioning.
Yes.
So yes, but there's lots of plastic going on. So there's a campaign to get rid of some of this plastic bags, plastic packaging. The worst I ever saw was a banana, which was for sale individually on a polystyrene tray with plastic cling film over it.
That's really ridiculous, isn't it?
Which there's a well-known supermarket did that for a while, and so there's a bit of a backlash, and they stopped doing it.
It's very poor.
And the same as there's a couple of supermarkets who insist on putting apples in packaging like that, when I don't understand why you can't just put them in a bag.
No, that's true.
Or just carry them, really.
You see, we went to a supermarket yesterday and we were spending an inordinate amount of time browsing the cakes, weren't we? And but the cakes have a special box,
plastic,
so that which in that way you sort of think, sort of justify it, because they have a special box there, so that if you put it in a bag with everything else, it doesn't squash the top of your delicious meringue.
Or you could just use an old-fashioned cardboard cake box.
Oh, well, yes.
But that requires someone to do it, you see.
And you wouldn't see it then through the box.
Yeah,
it's not quite
so I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah, I bought a small meringue yesterday and I had to make sure it got home
small
safely. What? If you listened to last week's show, you know we were I was slightly obsessed with lemon meringue. What?
The other thing that's worth saying about Bedford Market is I think we can both quite safely predict that a forthcoming edition of Eat Well for Less on BBC One
now,
will
what
feature
makes you think that might be
Bedford.
Happening?
Well, because they were filming it right there at the market. I was surprised at how just in amongst, it wasn't barriered off, it was just there, and people were just walking. I walked straight into the frame.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and it's like, I'll just keep walking now and pretend I'm not missing it.
Stood behind it eating a banana or something.
And it's like, well, what are you doing here? And they were cooking something, telling some families that, if you actually use ingredients and don't live on ready meals, it's cheaper.
Yeah, well, surprising that,
it's funny, isn't it?
What's that man's name? I noticed it wasn't the Greg Wallace, didn't.
Oh, well, that's because he's got such a weird way of using his mouth on television that he doesn't want to be featured.
He has to rest his mouth in between films.
Cooking? No, go away. Is that other programme we did when they went round all the factories to find out how cornflakes...
Oh, yes.
Which was great. And you've got the woman who was really intelligent and presented really well. Then him patronising, wow, you pressed the button, you're amazing. You've been there for 40 years. Yes. You know,
Chris Bavin.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes,
yeah,
he had plenty of... I noticed when I walked past, he had plenty of makeup on. Did you notice?
Oh, yeah.
Telly makeup.
High definition television.
High definition telly, yes. I thought, gosh, you've been in the sun, or is that pancake you have on your face?
Pancake. I don't know what they were making, though. Salad or something, probably. But it's right in the middle of the market. Probably making the most that they were stood behind that stall that sells all those herbs and stuff.
They were very
nice
well positioned there, actually.
Yeah.
Bedford Market, if you haven't been,
it's
considering it's only up the road from us, short journey up, but really good market. On a Friday and a Saturday, I think it is.
Foods. It's
foodie market, yes.
Yeah.
Good value. You spent about £9.
Yeah, it's really good.
Come away with loads.
Yeah. Yes. Haven't actually eaten any of that for a year. I just had chocolate and
throwing out in the rubbish bin next week, won't you?
I will not. No. I will make the most of it. It's good stuff.
Nick Benjamin and Andy Waterfield. Sunday breakfast.
So let's go to the weird and wonderful world of BBC consumer factual programming.
Oh, is that Watchdog with Anne Robinson?
Well, no, the one who used to say the show you cannot afford to miss has moved on to different things.
That's it. You can afford to miss it.
So she's gone.
Fine.
Is she? I don't know when she left. I've not seen it for a long time. Anyway,
1974.
Remember, Watchdog used to be always done in the studio at Television Centre with that bank of phone operatives in the background. With the same phone number as all the Saturday morning show.
So you can telephone in 01818.
Yeah, and it was all done because it was one switchboard. It only worked in one studio, and it was the same studio all the time. Well, unfortunately, that studio is now a pile of dust, so we can't do that anymore.
Pile of dust.
Yeah, in fact, in ITV have got getting rid of theirs as well, so that's it. No TV studios anymore. So they've all moved to Manchester at the BBC.
Oh, to Salford.
And so they've decided to send Watchdog there. But of course, there's not enough studios. So Watchdog is now being done. If you remember Pebble Mill, like I do.
Oh, yes, yeah. Is it from the foyer?
From the foyer of Pebble Mill in Birmingham. Well, this is now being done from the studio foyer in Salford. It is clearly the bit where if you go and see a show, that's where you wait to go into the studio.
Okay.
And they sell you cheap merchandise out of a converted TARDIS, which is stuck in the corner.
Have they got a shop there?
I think so. I think so. Anyway, that's what it is now. And this programme is the weirdest, cheapest programme I think I've seen in a long time, because it's done in the corridor.
Yeah. Well, that's
at one point you had a group of people, disgruntled Ryanair passengers, sat in a little cafe thing, which is clearly under the stairs.
Oh no, that was supposed to. Oh, you missed. Oh, you missed that.
Was that supposed to?
That was supposed to be a seat. That was airline seats.
Right. In that case, if anybody,
it was very poor, wasn't it?
If any designers are listening, it was rubbish.
It was quite poor.
I thought it was under the stairs.
No, it was supposed to. It was a row of seats, because they had moquettes on the back of the seats or whatever you call it.
That was terrible.
It was quite low, wasn't it?
And so you had that.
Didn't make for very good filming angles as well. When people sat in a row.
You had that presenter. I don't know what his name is.
There's Steph McGovern, who's the
people don't like her. And I don't. Well, I think she was all right.
There's that vicious haircut. I think that's.
Yeah, I thought she was quite good, but she's obviously just there because she does the breakfast programme in the morning.
It's convenient.
Oh, you don't mind.
And she's got a northern voice, which is also very useful for the diversity of the BBC.
What? Yes. You see, the thing is, I'm sure what it is, they're doing it in that foyer because come 9 o'clock when it goes off air, because it is live, to be fair to them.
It sometimes goes off air midway.
Well, that was another thing, but 9 o'clock, clunk, the lights go out.
Yeah.
Well, they can literally stand up there and then with their bag and coat, be at the door and on the tram back home.
Oh, yeah, it's
within minutes, because the tram stop is outside the door.
If you've been to Media City, it's worth a visit.
It couldn't be much closer. I'm surprised the tram doesn't actually go in.
It's quite fun. Yes.
It's quite fun because if you walk over the bridge the other way, you're in Coronation Street.
You are literally in Coronation Street because Coronation Street is literally over there. We can say literally correctly because it is the actual set right over there.
But it's the weirdest...
huge walls, so we can't peer in because we tried peering in.
Yeah, no chance. Joy. But it is the weirdest programme, Watchdog. I don't know, does it do any good? Does it upset people?
What's that man called who presents it? I've never had much time for him. Mr. Rogue Trader.
You have to find out.
I'll have to look. I was hoping you might know.
I don't know.
Yes. What's his name? Everyone's shouting out at home. The Watchdog presenter. Let's have Mr. Google presenter. Matt someone, isn't it? Matt Allwright.
Matt Allwright.
Yes. Oh, Matt Allwright, yeah. Well, that sums it up really perfectly, doesn't it?
The Rogue Traders segment is a...
Yeah, but they don't do that anymore because they used to have a man.
No, they.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. No, you can't mention that. No,
you don't have that anymore.
No, but they do because they revealed some kind of shocking damp proofing scandal this week. with all this secret filming, which didn't play. And, you've got all this going on. Well, it's such a strange thing to watch.
The Sunday Express's review
that's
the
a high-quality publication.
You love capitalisation for absolutely no reason.
Well, that's the way
Well, that's where it comes from. Watchdog stalled. I'm shouting that out because it's written in capitals. Watchdog stalled amid technical blunder as Steph McGovern forced to apologise for expose. Now,
Not
the
really.
expose that they're referring to is the fact that when she was turned to supposedly interview the Ryanair executive, that was a pre-recorded film, and it started playing out some video of a shopping centre or something.
Well, she never pretended it wasn't recorded.
Well, she did actually afterwards, because she came back and said, that was recorded earlier, and so we'll play that out for you. And they managed to play it. But there was a little clock appeared on the screen, which for a programme is only half an hour long. And
it's an hour.
Oh, was it?
It's a whole... They've stretched this out to a whole hour.
I didn't realise.
Back in the days of Limfolds Wood, it was half an hour and done in a cupboard, wasn't it? But it's stretched out for a whole hour. Do you remember when Watchdog used to do the don't put certain things in the toaster because we're going to show you how they blow up, and they never used to do it?
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
No, well, Watchdog used to be quite aligned with that magazine, the Witch magazine, didn't it?
Yes.
So it used to be things like, don't put these strange balls in your washing machine.
Yeah.
Oh, you do that, don't you?
Scandal over when you could buy a vacuum cleaner and get a free trip somewhere,
to America,
and it didn't what it did, right, and all the rest of it. But now it's all about... this week's scandal was that if you don't pay for specific seating on Ryanair, they suggested that they deliberately sit you apart.
Oh, right, yes.
And whether they do or not, I don't know, and I don't really care.
The executive refuted that, didn't he?
Yeah.
But, yes.
And I don't really care.
No. Well, they were saying that if you want to guarantee it, you pay €2 and you can guarantee it. So
some of it's more than that.
Oh, right.
Some of it's £7 or £8.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
So the Sunday Express were getting all steamed up because they said Watchdog falls off the air during technical blunder. Well, no, it didn't actually. It just a piece of VT didn't play.
It's live telly. It happens. I mean, we weren't here at all the other week.
Well, no, we fell off the air completely. We didn't fall on it, did we?
Exactly. We've been known to do that a few times.
Well,
we're on.
What's this button do? Yeah, it's very strange. It's a very strange programme. I don't know if I'd be rushing back to watch it. It's not pacey enough because being an hour, it's sort of too stretchy out. And that thing that I've never understood, I know in both TV and radio, the whole thing is you throw forward where you say this is coming up later. Well, that whole Rogue Traders thing, they spin that out over the whole hour. Just get on with it and just tell us what the outcome is. We know you're going to doorstep someone, and
it's quite good quality. The doorstep one this week. Yeah, it's quite good.
I couldn't do that. I'd hate that. I hate that confrontation. Imagine it.
Yeah.
Could you do that?
No. I sometimes think that sometimes Watchdog, if they put a laughter track on it, would be a really good sitcom. It's one of those things. It's kind of a bizarre situation.
You think the audience figures up.
Well,
yeah.
So I'm surprised they still make it.
Yeah, so if you want to watch that Wednesdays, 8 till 9, and see how many glitches you can spot in the hour.
Oh, what a shame. I've noticed that the hotel inspector's back.
Oh, just one final thing on the Watchdog.
Oh, yeah.
Can you not phone in anymore? All those people sat there.
Oh, well, no, you can phone in, but the team has been dispensed with, and now we've got a team of about 6, because it's so small, the space, on a tiny really IKEA table.
Strange.
Sat there with the cheapest laptops they can find.
All looking up, going...
Facebooking. I think they were just there. I don't think it had anything to do with the programme. I think they're just there. They are really strange, and they were sort of like laughing and joking in the background. And
well, in the old days, you'd have phone ops, so you'd usually see them picking up the telephone.
No, I don't
but
think
there's none of that.
No, I think if you phone up now, we'll try it this week.
What happens if you phone 01818111805? No, don't do it now. So it'll...
Well, does it have the telephone? No, don't give out the telephone number for Watchdog.
I won't give out, no.
But no, it's now our social media team. Now, if ever there's a phrase which has become something to really dislike, it's the word social media, isn't it? It's awful. There's nothing social about being sat with your head into a screen, not talking to people.
That's Gloria Honeyford and Angela Rippon vehicle that we were talking about just now. That's also now produced by Media City. So I think we'll be seeing lots more of that. Are
they going to be stood outside on that?
Well, they'll be doing
looking
that
over the river.
Oh, I expect so. And they'll be doing that thing where Gloria Honeyford always pushes herself to the front because I'm the most important. No, I'm the most important. Honestly, it's really good. It's like
there's a psychological study in that
cover there, isn't there?
I mean, that's ticking the box about we're having older people on the television, isn't it?
Well, I don't mind. I have no issue with older people on the television. It's just the fact that they all try to outdo each other. But Julia Somerville goes, I'm not getting involved in this, and she stands at the back.
And it's also the fact that you don't need 3 people. One would have been fine.
But there's always this striding down the street looking, look at me, I'm Gloria Honeyford. Look at me.
Remember the days of Gloria Honeyford on Radio 2?
88 to 91 FM.
That was boring, wasn't
Radio 2 from the BBC.
Really boring.
Nick Benjamin and Andy Waterfield. Sunday Breakfast.
We're talking about 50 years of the ATM machine, the cash points machine. It's also 50 years of something else this week as well. 50 years of colour television.
Really?
Yes. I thought you'd have known that. You're very into these things.
I suspect that the first colour broadcasts were Wimbledon.
Yes, which is also this week. Starts on Monday.
I thought we saw that Wimbledon was in June.
No, well, I don't know. Well, perhaps it's late. I don't know.
Wow.
But yes, you're absolutely right. 50 years ago, the first colour TV programme on television was the tennis from Wimbledon.
On BBC Two,
and apparently it was quite surprising to people because everyone knew that the tennis players wore white, because obviously even if you're watching in black and white, you can work out that that's white. But apparently all the colours were so strong, people were going, wow, we've never seen anything like this before. And it's just, you take it for granted, don't you, colour television?
But who had a colour television, though, when it started? It's like when Sky first started, nobody had a Sky system, did they?
No, that's true.
So, I mean, I wonder who went out, who were the early adopters and went out and spent what would have been an absolute fortune to buy a colour television set. If you think about TVs now, you can buy a colour telly, a good big colour telly for 300 quid, 250 quid.
Exactly, yeah.
But, you know, there used to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds then. So who bought a colour telly?
There's always that thing about when the first fax machine was invented, because you'd have to have someone to send a fax to, so you must have had to at least sell at least two to make to make it viable. So colour television all this time. It was one of those things that they've been trying out for a long time, but they thought, well, this is a really good opportunity. It's something that lots of people are going to be watching. And it's a bit like when first black and white TV came out. That was for a significant event, wasn't it? Can you remember what that was?
That was for the coronation, wasn't
That's right, yes, the coronation way back when. So we've come a long way. And do you ever watch anything now in black and white?
Occasionally. I've got some old programmes and stuff, and I don't mind it.
How do you feel about it? You're all right.
I think it's all right watching stuff in black and white. It's quite good. But it must be strange. What I find interesting, though, is America had colour television before we had colour television.
Oh, right, yeah.
But the UK system is better.
How do you work that out?
Because if you look at American colour television, it's very wishy-washy. And the two systems work on a different format.
Oh, well, that was a bit silly, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's two main systems of colour TV in the world, and there's the British system and the American system, and the British system gives a most realistic image.
Oh, okay.
You know, American stuff has that sort of distant feel to it.
Yeah.
That's because they use NTSC, or never twice same colour.
Whereas to you, your technical knowledge.
Whereas all of Europe, the UK,
we're all on the same
Australia,
system.
we use the same kind of system, which is why if you see an Australian programme, it looks like one of our programmes.
So what happens about things that we import into the UK from America? How come they
well, in the old days,
they
used to convert them to film.
Oh, okay.
And then film used to cross the barriers. But now they still have to convert them. So all the American programmes get converted for British TV.
Oh, I see. Well, that explains it. Thank you for that.
Slightly different. There you go.
Very useful. Now, of course, will you be watching Wimbledon every day this week? Because I know it's your favourite.
No. Is it actually this week it's on?
It is. It starts this week for 2 weeks. Do they drop everything else to put that on? Because they used to move everything around, didn't they?
I'll find out. The answer is yes.
Nick Benjamin and Andy Waterfield. Sunday breakfast.
Oh, yes.
Pigeon Street, which is a very, very strange. Chock-a-block.
Bod. Do you remember Bod?
Oh, yeah, I remember Bod.
That's
very odd.
Yeah, he was round face and a triangle.
Bagpuss.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I still quite like Bagpuss.
Yeah, well, you like cats, don't
you?
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, children's TV in the 80s was it wasn't very good.
No. Can you remember the other character in Bagpuss?
No.
Professor Yaffle.
No, I don't remember that.
Well, you've missed out then, really, haven't you? That's the thing. You're so young, you don't remember these things. You should go onto the internet because it's all there. It's all for you, isn't it?
Of course, the other one that was big then was Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, yes.
Which is a whole different... It was, using live-action models, wasn't it?
Right.
And that was...
written by the Reverend W. Awdry.
Yeah. They're still making new ones of those,
I think so. And they were voiced up by one of your favourite people, Ringo Starr, because you love the Beatles, don't you? Yeah.
That's right.
And everything about Liverpool. Yes, there we go. So, what any other things you remember while we're in that age
80s
of
kids' TV?
What about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe?
Yeah, and there's also those imported, I think, from France, children's serials.
Poorly dubbed things.
Yeah, where the opening and closing title sequences lasted longer than the programme.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, there was Heidi. Remember Heidi?
Yeah. And
there was Silas. Something called Silas.
Yeah.
And the dubbing was all terrible.
And do you remember the animation ones?
No.
What? 80 Days Around the World.
Oh, yes.
Which, I mean, it was like 900 episodes. Nobody ever saw the end of it, and they never know if it got back or not.
No.
Just went on and on and on.
Still floating
but then,
around
of course, you'd have that, and then at the other end of the children's slot, that used to be like in 3 o'clock, 3:15.
That's right, yeah.
And then at 5 o'clock, throw all of that out and go really hard hitting with Grange Hill, which didn't hold back at all, did it? It did everything. Grange Hill stuff on Grange Hill. You'd seriously think twice about doing it in some adult dramas.
Just say no. That's what I say.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean that was great. I used to like Grange Hill.
After Grange Hill, there was always that little 5-minute on pass where they didn't know what to do before Neighbours started.
Filling in time.
There was a 5-minute fill-in with always a 5-minute cartoon for absolutely no reason at all. I think they should have just made the programme before that longer or reschedule it. We were talking about that before because BBC programmes always used to start at strange times. Like, join us at 5:25.
Yeah.
Why didn't you start
the
at 5:30?
brand new run of the biggest drama on the channel at 7:40.
It was very strange. In the 5:30 to 5:35 slot, there was always a 5-minute cartoon of some sort or animation. And one of the things was Ivor the Engine from Wales. And then they wanted to trend themselves up a bit, and they came up with 2 new series, which was Banana Man.
Yes,
remember Banana Man?
I remember that one. Yeah,
and there was another one.
He lived at 29 Acacia Avenue. That's it.
That's precisely it. And then there was another one who fitted into that slot as well, which I can't quite remember actually. But that 5 minutes was always that's it.
And then when they did the broom cupboard, that got abandoned, and the poor announcer used to have to fill in
for 5 minutes.
Pictures holding up things that have been sent in. It was funny. It was because now TV's so slick.
Yeah,
that it wasn't like that. It used to sort of just clunk along, didn't it?
We're just on something similar to that. Just on continuity, we were talking before about UTV in Ireland.
Oh yeah,
has a infamous continuity announcer called Julian Simmons.
Yes,
who he used to be given free rein really before Coronation Street to sort of do a bit of a diatribe about what was coming up and oh my god, this is happening here, and now because it's all very slick on the ITV sort of network, that's gone, and he's still on this station but announcing quite dryly apparently.
Yes,
so,
it's a shame. It's a real shame.
Such a shame, really.
But yeah, I mean, it was great when you used to do things like that. And do you remember then? I mean, it doesn't happen now when things used to go wrong. So BBC One would break down in the evening.
Oh yes, all the time.
And they have to find something to put on for 10 minutes. So you're there at 8 o'clock in the evening, and they show a Pink Panther cartoon just to save time.
Oh, I love Pink Panther. Please make some new Pink Panthers.
Well, the Pink Panther biscuits are out again.
They're back.
The company that went bust.
Yes.
So goodbye, Pink Panther wafers.
They're
back
in the farm foods, and they've been repackaged.
Yeah, the farm foods wall of biscuits. What more can you ask for?
There's nothing better, is there?
Nick Benjamin and Andy Waterfield. Sunday breakfast.